All right, so you already know what it is. This is episode 11 of Bars on Deck. I am your host, King Swift. I got Pure Dynamite in the building, A.K.A.
Yes.
Mike Orgi. You already know the name. What's going on with you, brother?
You, bro, coolin', man. Just
Everything good?
Everything good, man. I had like last night, man. I'm just coming off of a record release party for the EP, the exhibitionist. It was crazy. It was nice.
Okay.
A lot of women in the spot. I basically drank. Wasn't expecting to perform. You know, according to Hot Rod. Shout out to DJ Hot Rod. He wanted me to perform, and I nearly stumbled towards the last verse, but the performance was good.
Okay, I was about to say, how was that?
Yeah, no. People love the performance.
Okay.
People love the music.
Nice.
You know, I got to do Grip It live. You know, I think this is like my second time performing Grip It.
Right.
Because the last time I performed Grip It was at the NEWARK Cafe.
Okay.
That's over there down there by the Lower East Side.
Yeah, that's in by Houston Street.
By Houston, yeah.
Yeah, I know where that's at.
You know, and I'm down here on the boat. We were cruising the Hudson, and that thing was rocking and rolling. Thankfully I ain't get seasick.
Oh, nah. You don't even really know. Like, I've been on so many boats, you don't even really know if shit's moving half the time. Especially when you're drinking, you're like, oh shit, this shit's moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I get it.
That thing was just
yeah, right? Yeah. I'm sure it was something to see, you know what I mean? You had to be there in order to, know what was going on. So that event went down. You got the EP out.
Yep.
How can people find the EP right now?
The EP they can find on Apple Music. They can find it on Spotify. They can find it on Tidal.
Okay.
They can find it on Amazon Music. They can find it on YouTube Music. Every digital platform that way they can get it at.
And your Instagram is Pure Dynamite, correct?
Pure Dynamite fan page 1.
Right. I got you. Yeah, so hit him up on Pure Dynamite fan page 1. The link should be in his bio. If not, just search him on Apple Music. Y'all can find all of the music there. Definitely. So, first question outside of that.
Okay.
What does hip hop mean to you, my brother?
Hip hop means to me basically culture. It means, Zulu Nation.
Right.
Pisaki.
Right.
Breakbeat culture, because this culture that we call hip hop started with the DJ, not the MC. I mean, when I started out, being from Jersey City, where I grew up at,
right,
Chilltown, JC, I started out DJing when I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And then I just got the inspiration to write, pick up the mic, and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? So it's really breakbeat culture where DJs cut up mid-tempo breaks for the guys to grab the mic and do what they do.
Right.
The up-tempo breaks for the B-boys. Well, they politically correctly call them break dancers, but we call them B-boys.
Yeah, you're from a different era, so we call them B-boys.
Yes.
Right.
Where they do all the break dancing, popping and locking, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's always culture to me, and I try to keep that part of the culture in the music. I know what these young kids is all about today. My little nephew's generation, they're all about the 808s, the trap, and the drill, and I get that, and that's on the EP. But I know they make music with the Triton, Trinity, the motif, but people gotta understand that I'm cut from a different cloth, and I come from another era where I dig in the crate and I get busy with it. Be it the break beats, be it any records I could find, whether it be a bass line or organ riff, guitar riff, or string riff, put it on top of a break and make it come together like a track. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. So you put it all together. It's gumbo in the pot, and then you just put it all together.
And that's just the DJ part of me that just won't ever, that refuses to die.
And that's fine. Whatever recipe works for you and you get it done.
Yeah.
I respect it. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
If that works for you, you know what I mean, let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So how would you consider what kind of rhyme style or what kind of style of musicianship do you have?
Rhyme style basically, it's just according to how I feel, how I put it together. Where it doesn't sound like nobody else's.
Right.
And, just try to kind of put it in a context where people can really understand it. Not so much of the fast rap thing, but yeah, I could do that. But just in a where people can understand where I'm coming from, where it's where sometimes it's a little witty, sometimes it's a little funny. You understand what I'm saying? And the musicianship, as far as on the production side, since I came under the tutelage of 45 King,
okay,
it's just basically like trying to keep it basic and simple.
right.
Let the track breathe. You don't want to clutter it, because there was a time when we were in the golden age of hip hop during the latter part of the 80s, heading towards the early 90s. Sampling was like fair game for everybody. It's fair game. There's no lawsuits, no nothing. Everybody can get whatever record they want, and they can loop it and spit a rhyme on top of it, either with a hook or without a hook, and you got a record.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
But now, because fast forward to where we are now in 2021, everybody is basically spoiled, and I blame this on the industry,
right?
The record company people, And I remember, Mark was saying, the 45 King. I call him Mark. That's his real name, Mark
Absolutely.
James. Well, original name was DJ Mark, but 45 King. He said that the industry, they want bells and whistles.
Okay.
What I mean by bells and whistles, like, okay, now you can't just like loop like it's sounding demo-ish, like it's a demo.
Right.
They want you to put keyboards to it, live instrumentation to it, bells and whistles.
I mean, I get it because I was in the industry for a long time as well. Never really got, my feet off the ground.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot, and execs were looking for more musicianship, like more music. Yeah. And I was watching Wu-Tang and how they started, and RZA, he basically was a sample king, but he would take the samples and dilute it to the point where you couldn't even identify the sample.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love that form of music because he didn't really play instruments. And so when you hear that, you're like, oh shit, well, he can do this with music. It's going to make it hard for a lot of guys to be able to make music if that's the only way to make music.
Oh, yeah.
So requiring musicians to learn how to play the piano or learn how to play a certain instrument and incorporate that, I think that changed the game for a lot of producers today.
Well, personally, I think everything has come full circle now with hip-hop production, because in its early stages when hip-hop came out on wax,
right,
it was live instrumentation. But,
exactly.
With King Tim 3, that's the Fatback Band, but they didn't replay no Disco Break.
Okay.
But it was Rapper's Delight, where Sylvia Robinson got her little band to replay Good Times, because here's the theory. She happened to be at one of DJ Hollywood's parties. DJ Hollywood, you know who that guy is.
Oh, of course.
He's from Harlem. He played disco. So you got let me just break this down to your audience what it is about.
Absolutely.
About disco breaks and the breaks that Bambaataa, Kool Herc, Flash, and them was playing out.
Those are the four
out of the Bronx. Yes.
Right.
See, when you go to the Bronx, break beats consisted of soul breaks, James Brown breaks, jazz breaks. Okay. Now, when you go to Harlem, it was all about the party. Harlem loved the party.
Oh yeah, that's a big
disco breaks.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Hollywood, he would cut up records like Good Times, Love Is the Message, Got to Be Real.
Right.
Sylvia Robinson, God bless the dead, happened to be at one of DJ Hollywood's parties and heard him cut up Good Times, and he rapped on top of it as he was DJing. A light bulb went off in her head and just said that, you know what, this can really work. I can put out my own rappers and have them do the same thing.
Right.
And I can make millions. Lo and behold, lo and behold, she did that, and you know what? And the first rap label came out of Jersey.
And what was
it could have came out of the Bronx, but it came out of Jersey, and that's where I'm from.
Right.
And I'm proud to that fact that because I'm from Jersey. Right. So I don't want nobody here in New York to get mad at me when I say that.
Absolutely not.
But it's only right. But we do in Jersey, we do understand that hip hop did come from the Bronx.
Right.
But it just so happens that Sylvia Robinson capitalized on that because at that time you couldn't bring no DJ equipment in the studio. So she let the band just replay the part, boom, 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 and they just rapped.
And it worked.
And it worked. And it went on and sold 3 million records. And that record today, let me see, that was 1979. That's counting my little brother. That record is 42 years old.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's crazy.
And it still plays on top 40 record radio to this day.
Right.
It's one of the few rap records that you hear on top 40 radio. Right. Well, on classic radio like CBS FM. Nice. So it's the only rap record they play on CBS FM. It's Rap is the Light. It's the only rap record they know.
I wouldn't play any others. That record is like 12 minutes long, so
very long.
You know what I'm saying?
Rap records ain't even that long no more.
Right.
all you need is like three, like records I got on this EP are no more than 3 or 2 minutes.
Right. That's a big.
You kick your 2 verse or hook, boom, you're done.
Yeah, it changed from the 3 verses lane. That's my.
Yeah.
We did 3 verses.
I've done that too. I got unreleased stuff with me kicking 3 verses.
But I don't think people have the attention span to listen to a full song like that anymore.
No.
Unless it's their hottest MCs on it.
Exactly.
And they waiting for it.
That's why you got.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why you got to make it your business to really like capture them.
Right.
Grab them. Because if you don't grab that listener within the first 10 seconds,
that's it.
Go back to the lab.
Yeah, do it over.
Do it over.
And you should, like you pointed out, you said you feel it. We need to get back to that. Feel the music.
Yes.
Because you can't force it. You know what I'm saying? You can't really. You create it, but you gotta create it based off feeling. That's why the best artists came from people who went through shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I believe that art is gone in hip hop. I think people are just rushing to make shit because the execs require numbers these days.
Yeah.
Numbers is selling, not records.
Yeah. And that's why I try to make records that's gonna last, that's gonna stand the test of time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why Rapper's Delight stands the test of time.
Yeah.
That's why Planet Rock stands the test of time.
Right.
That's why Sucker MC stands the test of time.
That's a fact.
That's why Roxanne stands the test of time.
And it always will.
That's why those albums by EPMD, De La Soul, Public Enemy, they stand the test of time.
Right.
You understand? Like I said, everything has come full circle because the stages was live instrumentation, replaying the break beats. Right. Then we got into this thing with drum machines and keyboards.
Yeah.
Because of the whole Planet Rock thing or whatever. Then when Sucker MCs came, that changed everything. Because you want to know why?
Why is that?
Russell told, God bless the dead, Larry Smith that worked with Run DMC, because DJs used to cut up action by art. This is another group that Russell managed. Davey D, that's Curtis Blow's DJ. He was a part of that band playing the bass line. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That I want action. When the break starts off. Russell saw people cut that record up, the DJs, and they was rapping over it. And he told Larry Smith and them in the studio with Run and D, said, just create the beat like Orange Crush. Don't put no hook on it. Have a scratch on it, rest was history. And that's why Suck MCs is a classic.
I love it.
When that record came out, everybody freestyled off that record.
Hell yeah.
It changed everything. If it wasn't for Suck MCs, you would have records like, Jekyll and Hyde, that's Andre Harrell's group, God bless the dead.
Andre Harrell, man.
Yeah.
Started Uptown Records, man. He was basically the Harlem Wolf.
He was a rapper. He was a part of Jekyll and Hyde.
He was.
That's his boy Alonzo. Scratch on Galaxy. Right. If it wasn't for Suck MCs, you would have records like Jekyll and Hyde's, AM PM, Divine Sounds from Brooklyn, Do or Die Bed-Stuy.
Yeah, he put a lot of people on the map. Man.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of clubs. He just set the whole foundation for, party music.
Yeah, he did.
And
you know what's funny? Because I met Harrell when I was at Kiss FM.
Okay.
Coming to see Red Alert at the time, and I was still young at the time. And this guy had the nerve to tell me what was the hottest rap record. You know what rap record? He told me that he thought it was the hottest at the time.
What's that?
Rob Bass, It Takes Two.
It
was hot.
I lived on Rob Bass block.
Really?
When I was a kid. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Clay Ave. So,
wow.
I gotta give him that one. You know what I mean? That was a hot record. It was his only record.
Oh yeah.
But
definitely got to give his DJ Dap, God bless the dead, DJ Easy Rock. I think what changed the game with that one was they took this existing record that everybody fucked with by Lynn Collins. Yeah. It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right, and they just basically just took the Set It Off record, put it underneath it, stood back and watched what happens, and it just it just took off.
Yeah, I wish you would have gave them the platform to release more music, but it's hard to follow shit like that up. You know what I'm saying?
So, but I mean, when you listen to the It Takes Two album, it was a great album. It was nothing. But,
it was actually.
It was nothing. When you listen, it laid down a blueprint for kind of like guys like me, because it was nothing but dance joints.
Yeah,
people rhyme, him rhyming over dance joints.
Right, that's true.
And that's really what it is. That laid down a blueprint for like, Jungle Brothers, Our House You, Molly Loves, Grandpa's Party, Queen Latifah's Coming to My House, Chill Out G got a house record that was on his record, We Gonna Make It.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And and even what I did with the Porno Circus album I put out back in 2015, because I had my biggest record was 4th of July. That it was later on Bongo Boy Records compilation, summer compilation back in 2016.
Okay.
So if it wasn't for Rob Bass and them to do that kind of thing, I wouldn't do that kind of thing. That made me the Jersey guy in me to do that kind of thing, because we're in Jersey. We love club music. We love dance records. We don't mind rapping over them. And I mean, come on. I mean, you got Redman with his record with My Bitch on the Malpractice album. Rod Digger with the Party of Bullshit record, the club record. That's a
Jersey legends.
That's a biggest record today.
Yeah.
And it's a club record. Just Blaze produced it. Okay. So we love club music. I mean, we love our hip hop, but we love our club music.
Right.
So we own that. You know what I'm saying?
I do respect it.
And it's just like, I'll never forget. God bless the dead. Chris Lighty. I think his daughter had a birthday party, and she told her father like, well, I want some hip hop, but I want some of that Jersey club.
Hey, you got to do what
What does that say about us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's that. So I mean, come on. I produced Pace One's 2004 record, and the song I did on his album was called "You Ain't Really Down." What I did was I sampled a club record, "Dancing in Outer Space," and I sold them on the hook because somebody around the corner had sold me a bunch of records, and I had this record that goes club record, acapella. You ain't really down playing. And guess what? That was one of his biggest records, and it got in the source. It was one of the biggest underground albums of 2004 Telepathy. I did 2 songs. One was Love Me Baby, one was You Ain't Really Down. He did a lot of shows with it. It put him to the top. You know, I just happen to have a beat tape because I do a lot of pre-production. I do beat tapes. He was in his, BMW, popped it in. I wanted to play him a beat, but that beat came on by mistake. He heard it. He loved the shit. And then I sold him on the hook. I was like, yo, Pace, what you think about this song? You ain't really. He loved it. And I sold him on the hook. So that whole record is all me.
I should dig it.
So when you get a chance, Google that.
Yeah, I definitely
Pace One, Telepathy.
Right.
But on there, it'll say, it didn't say Pure Dynamite, but he know me as the original Dynamite because that's what I used to be called.
Okay.
But it still says Times Square Productions.
Nice.
So that was a record I did back in 2004. So production really kept me in this business.
Okay.
But all in all, what I want to say is that production is full circle because there was a time where everything was. I was kind of at a crossroads because the music was rapidly changing.
Yeah, every day.
Changing.
Might be some new shit next week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you had some people on this side, they were like, fuck that keyboard shit. Yeah. On this side, you had people that didn't want to sample because they didn't want to deal with the lawsuits because of the landmark lawsuit with Biz, God bless the dead, Biz Marquis.
Okay.
And they just want to do live instrument, beat. They just want to do keyboards and drum machines, and that's cool, But then when I saw Just Blaze, and he's from Jersey, he's from Patterson, New Jersey.
Right.
Just would do something for Jay-Z that's really hard sample based, but he'll turn around and do some R&B for Carl Thomas. Like, wow.
Right.
So it just made me look deep inside because at that time, during the 90s, even though I was kind of like, getting to know the business a little bit better, I was messing around with a band called Survival Sounds of Brooklyn. Shout out to Survival Sounds if they're watching this. You know, I didn't sample. I didn't sample at all for 4 years. But then the drummer, Jamaki, I call him Jay.
Right.
He was like, Dynamite, you know what you should do? You should sample again. I was like, okay. You know. And
why
then
not, right?
Then when I saw Just Blaze did his thing, and I just kind of like looked aside myself and I just said, okay, here's the deal. Why don't I just take what I know as a DJ with samples, and I'm up on a lot of drum sounds as far as records, drum machines. I mean, I got all of them on floppy disks. I still have all of them. It's in my house, in my bag. And, you know, I know how to play piano because my mother, had me do piano lessons when we was living in Jersey City.
Okay.
You know, she didn't keep up with the lessons, but I still remember how to play. I figured, like, why don't I just put all that together and just stand back and watch what happens?
Right.
Lo and behold, I did that, and it just turned out to be what this is now.
So, I see you got a lot of stories and a lot of good moments in hip hop, but what's your most favorite moment in hip hop overall that you could think of?
I got a lot of favorite moments in hip hop.
So give me one or two of them.
And I've gotten to witness all of them. Seeing my guy Mark, getting a lot of shine on Kiss FM with Red Alert with his beats and everything.
Okay.
Getting on, Lati in the mix, getting Lakim Shabazz in the mix. Those are some good moments. You know what I'm saying? Seeing Wu-Tang at the Fever.
Man, you was at that?
I was there.
How legendary was that?
Very legendary. I was backstage.
Man.
I was backstage with Big Daddy Kane. I was backstage with my good friend, Positive K.
I remember Positive K.
Yeah, Sincere. He does promotions at Polygram.
Okay.
And to see that, and let me tell you how I got invited to that party. It was Concrete Studios. That's the studio where the Aleems. That's the Aleem studio. One of them passed away. The Aleems. In case you know who the Aleems are, they're the twins. Those are the ones that gave me the club records in the '80s, like Release Yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They started out as the.
So I know their music. I don't know who they are. But
yeah. But they started out as the Ghetto Fighters, working with Jimi Hendrix. People don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I was at their studio doing demos, and I met a man by the name of Ross Rhoda. He literally single-handedly negotiated those deals for Wu-Tang. Because at the time, when Protect Your Neck blew up in New York, very strong, it was a bitter war between Loud, Def Jam, Electro.
Yep.
Loud got to keep the groove. Def Jam walked away with Method Man.
And
Electro got Old Dirty.
Yep, exactly.
And that's what happened. He invited me to the party. I get there. I was trying to get my cousin to come. And, my cousin was being flagrant. I don't know. I get there late in the Bronx. And I see RZA out there. I'm thinking they already inside. And I'm looking at RZA. I'm like, yo, bro. Trying to get into a party, man. He's like, yo, man, we just got here. I'm like, for real? I just got here. What the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah.
And then he was like, yo, put this Wu-Tang sticker on and just follow behind me. With my boys have been, and I follow right behind him.
So he just walks you right in.
Walk me right in.
That's what's up. That's love right there, man.
And it was crazy. I was untangling Michael under the roadie. I think I was drinking that night, and Old Dirty Bastard, he was definitely drunk. He was wasted. Almost got
that nigga energy is phenomenal. I wish I would have got to meet.
Almost made me fall off the stage, but that's my guy though. Rest in peace.
No doubt.
But it was at the time, it was a great party, and then Protect Your Neck was already big. Method Man, the single, was just starting to take off.
Man.
So that was a good moment. I got to see that moment. Another moment when I was with my guy Ronan Rowe, because I used to work at the Source as a writer. And Ronan Rowe was my guy. When Das Effects first came and did their first performance in New York, that Day One Effects, that was a sight to see.